Welcome to Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus Show, with your host, Kinte and Shannon. This program hosts a weekly panel of men and women who discuss topics such as dating, the workplace, family, spirituality, cheating, and of course, sex. Monday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. This show is simulcasted live audio and video between the website indieradio.org and YouTube, which allows listeners all over the panel of men and women who discuss topics such as dating. And now here is your host, Shannon and Kinte.
Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus Show. I am your host, Kinte, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. I am. We're having a little feedback. Sorry about that. Today is April Fool's Day. I'm not going to do any corny April Fool's Day jokes. We're not going to do anything like that. So don't expect anything. So if you hear anything crazy from me, it's for real. Believe it. So this is episode number 112. And I am looking forward to this episode. It's a great topic by my wonderful co-host. Before I do that, I want to recognize the people that are in the chat room. We have 3 ways that you can watch the show. You can watch the show on Periscope. You can check out the show, which we prefer, on YouTube, and let your voices be known. Go to the right side of the screen where it says Top Chat, and I see Diedrich is in there as well. Shannon of Shadow 3413 is in there. I see there's more people on there. Come on in, and also we are in Get Vocal as well. But it's probably best if you're watching live to come into YouTube, so that's where everybody's going to be mostly at and chatting. All right, here we go. I put the link back in. I see Goldie in the YouTube chat. In the Get Vocal chat. You want to come on in. All right, so let me introduce my co-host. I'm going to start off with the one and only Shannon Ford Jefferson.
Hi. Hello. How are you, Kinte? How was your weekend?
My weekend's pretty good, I have to say. Very good.
You did a wonderful LA impersonation yesterday, by the way.
I have LA. I have LA down. I've been checking her out, so I know how to do my LA impersonation. And as LA, I gave out probably about $1,000 of her money. So
I ain't seen none of it.
When she gets back,
I was like, I got to follow, but I didn't get no money from it. Okay.
No,
yeah.
I ain't seen none of it.
You didn't get yours? Oh, but hook you up, man. I got to hook you up. So I'm sorry, LA is gonna hook you up. LA is gonna hook you up. All right. So we have an interesting conversation today, and I'm gonna turn it over to my co-host, and I'm gonna let you talk about it.
Well, you want me to introduce first and then talk about it? Yes. Or talk about it and introduce?
Well, I'm sorry, introduce then talk about it. My bad.
All right. Well, first let's pause and say rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, and prayers to Lauren London, their family, friends, and all those that loved him. That I don't really know him that well, but just listening to some of the stuff that he put out, it really was some powerful information. And nobody deserves to die like that. So, moving from light to lighter, I'm going to introduce my beautiful lady friends, starting with my label mate, none other than Q Vergara. How are you, boo? How are you?
Hey y'all, it's your girl, Q Vergara. What's good? I hope everyone had a good weekend. It was so shocking to hear about Nipsey Hussle, especially living in Southern California. He was completely iconic, and so that's so hard. That's rough. We'll give it back to you on that heavy note. So enjoy that.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. And my other lady boo, Tracy J, who I've known forever. How you doing? Happy Monday.
Absolutely wonderful. Hey, y'all. Glad to be here. And I, too, offer my condolences to Nipsey Hussle and Lauren London as well. Coming from California, Southern California, it hits home when stuff like that happens. So,
California love. I got a whole little set of California people here.
Right?
And Lone Star, all the way from Staten Island, where you got to cross, pay $20 one way.
It's confirmed the Verrazano Bridge is now the most expensive toll in the nation.
They are not.
It is the most expensive toll.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what the most expensive toll is? Do you have any idea what the most expensive toll is?
$19.
Oh, okay.
$19. I know that because I live 3 minutes away from this bridge that's going to cost others $19 to come across. It cost me $5.50 because I live in Staten Island. Everybody else, it'll be $19. But hi, I'm Andre, and I'm glad to be on the show today.
Thank you, Andre. We appreciate it. We are missing one of our men folk, but Kente and Andre will hold it down for the nice
Kente,
guys.
this is a setup. It's a setup.
So y'all will do well. There is no 3/2. We're all nice on here, so no problem. What we're talking about today is the nice versus kind debate. Why nice girls and guys finish last. So just to show of hands, like we in class, how many of you consider yourself to be nice? You don't ever put your hand up. Andre, you not nice?
Used to.
I
was. Okay. Yeah, I was once upon a time, so I have experience.
Okay, we'll get to you. We'll talk to you first. Kente, no hand up. You're not in this category. You don't identify.
We're gonna call Q Rihanna.
Okay.
No, I'm
all right. Well, tell me about this. Like, break this down for me. What was nice to you, and why are you no longer nice, Q? And then we'll go through everyone else's.
Well, okay, so where I was at the time, a little backstory. I was born and raised in Saudi Arabia. So growing up, you grow up with a lot of those really, really strong morals and ethics to the point where it's super duper modest and conservative. I equate being nice a lot with where I was with being naive and honestly believing in what is anything, especially anything physical or sexual in a relationship, if we can have these really, really in-depth conversations and go forever inward, right? Mm-hmm. But obviously that isn't realistic to a dude who has like a throbbing willy in his pants and wants to, explore. So I think from getting hurt enough times and having the judgment of, what do you mean you're a virgin? What do you mean you don't do this or you don't do that? That nice girl, that stereotypical, oh, well, you must not know anything about anything if you've never taken a dick. And you're like, what does that have to do with anything? I have so many other experiences, right? So a lot of that comes along with getting hurt. Not necessarily getting a warped view or a skewed view, but growing up in a way that it's like you understand how to discern certain people and that image of niceness is brought down because you no longer let people maybe gaslight you or tell you what is and you have an opinion. You're kind of like, well, I'm not going to subscribe to that because that's not who I am. And that takes time because a lot of people don't even know who they are until their late 20s or 30s. Shit, there are a lot of men that don't know who they are until their 40s, So it's like, I feel like I just hella called out dudes. But all I'm saying is it takes a lot of self-exploration because people will deem you as not nice anymore if you don't fit into their mold. And that's really not unfair because you need to find yourself and figure out who you are. Live your best life.
Q, can I be honest with you?
No.
When you, I didn't really hear what you said after you said throbbing willy.
So, yeah. Ain't nobody do. with you, Kinte.
Really? That's your homie.
Look, she had no credibility after Throbbing Willie, or you went somewhere.
No, Throbbing Willie kind of breaks the
the seriousness of.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you. Dre.
Yeah.
You said you didn't raise your hand immediately, but you finally put it up.
I was joking. Yeah. I mean, I consider myself a nice guy. I think my experiences has allowed me to grow. And I think that my approach to dating today may not be deemed as nice, but it really is. And it's only because I consider myself and I consider the other person as well. So if I know that I'm not good for the other person and I can't meet their needs, I'm going to end it. It's not me being a bad guy. I understand that it's not going to work out. I don't have the capacity to make this other person happy or meet their needs. So, and some people think that that's really jerkish. It's not really jerkish, because it'd be jerkish if we do, get married and I realize, I made the biggest mistake of my life, and then walk out, which I probably wouldn't do because I respect marriage that much. So that's one of the reasons why I have this position now. But I'm a nice guy, and I've always been that guy that finished last. Here's a funny thing though, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get into it, right? And nice guys don't necessarily finish last. They usually tend to be in the race longer than everybody else. So all those that I was in high school with, and like in that age group, that was all the thugs and stuff like that. Those girls that were turning me down back then are now trying to catch my attention today. So, so I may have finished last, or I may have been surpassed back in the 90s, but I'm
coming back.
I never left the race. I've kept a steady pace, and now
steady the race.
Yeah, now the thing is, like, at this point, you didn't want me back then. Like, I don't know if it's space for that to happen now. And that I'm speaking hypothetically, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Okay. We'll move right on down the road to my BF. Tracy J, you said you're nice. Have you always been nice?
I have always been nice. I'm not as nice as I used to be because life and relationships have kind of taken me in another direction. But I'm trying to get back to the nice person. I've always been a nice person.
Okay, so what does this nice person look like
to me?
Exactly.
Wait, Shannon, what about you though? You got to answer that question.
I'm hosting
as Tracy takes her sip.
Well, as Tracy just what?
Takes her sip.
Right.
Oh, I prefer the word kind.
Okay.
To nice.
Why you throw us?
What's
nice?
the distinction?
I think to me, kind deals more so with character, in my opinion. Nature.
That's a trick question.
Look, it's so. I mean, because everybody says, "Oh, you're too nice," or "You too." I hear that about people all the time, and I'm like, "What is nice?" Like, those shoes are nice. Dog is nice.
Can I say something?
You can always say something.
Okay, like, what is nice for real though? Because think about it, like serial killers, they'll be like, "Oh man, he was such a nice guy."
Exactly. Like, I'm not trying to be nice.
He helped kittens out of the tree. He was a deacon at his church. He donated money to the homeless. I mean, if you think about it, only 5% of the time he was bad. That's when he was killing people. So does that? I mean, what's the difference between nice and what is nice for real? Maybe we should define that going forward.
Well, nice, defined as being pleasant, agreeable, and satisfactory. And of course, there are going to be all those things because they are trying to get into your good graces so they can groom you and kill you.
So essentially, nice is temporary. Nice is however I feel at the time. I can be agreeable to you guys, but I might not be a good person inside. I'll be nice to you, but I hate you.
And kind is character, it's your nature. Kind-hearted, kind person.
Are we that kind people finish last, or are we still sticking with nice people finish last because you titled that? So
no, that's why I said it's the kind versus nice debate. Like, do you identify as a nice person? I always ask that because most people will use that as a catchphrase. I'm nice. Nobody ever says I'm kind.
True.
You hardly hear anyone say I'm kind.
I'm kind and I'm nice.
Most people say I'm nice. That's why I asked.
I'm not nice anymore. I'm kind, but I'm not nice.
So I true story. When I was dating a girl in high school, and Andre, was always that cool guy. Like, you know, Dre was just always that cool guy. I wasn't a thug. I wasn't selling drugs. I wasn't out there doing like nonsense. You know, I was like a weed smoker and a partier, but that was the extent of my thuggery. I wasn't. That was it. I didn't know the Lord then either. And I had a girl that really, without like exaggeration, break up with me, and she told me, you know, you're great, you know, I love you and all, but you're not thug enough. And I was like, Dad,
yeah, you should have stole her purse.
Yeah.
Now what? Am I thug enough for you now?
Yeah, I'm taking it.
Yeah, like really. Yeah,
that's terrible.
Even if you look at society and their stereotypes, there are men who prefer the bad girl. They prefer the girl that, you know, got it all bought and put together, the stripper, they quote unquote said. So there are men that prefer the opposite. You know, they prefer the bad girl. They want to play with the bad girl, but then they want to marry the good girl after they played with the bad girl. So
the homely girl, that's home to parents girl.
Right.
But then okay, so it depends on what you want from the person, right? So a lot of times you want the bad girl because it's been a drought, you know, and you want to have some fun with that bad girl tonight, but it doesn't necessarily mean you want to, you know, and take her home to meet the folks or maybe put a ring on it. So you might want the good girl, you know, to settle down with, and that other girl to, you know, have fun with. Same thing. Women do the same thing too. Sometimes they want the thug dude or whoever, you know, to have fun with, but then they want the guy that they can see as far as the provider and all of that stuff to be the guy they actually settle down with. So when we look at finish last, it's like, you know, you have to wonder, like, do bad people, I don't want to say bad, but do the people who are not nice, do they get the best part of us? Because this seems like they get all the fun, the crazy sex, and no commitment, and then the good people, you know, we get the let's wait, you know, and all of that crap.
But like even those younger, more volatile relationships, because you're dealing with someone dangerous, doesn't that also come with a lot of damage? Or am I like the only damaged one here?
It does. Yes, it does.
No, I think it does. I know for me, and I can only speak on me, the stuff that I went through in my marriage is what turned me into a bad girl. It damaged me. And so I had to realize and admit the fact that I was damaged and I was hurt, and then deal with that so I could get back to the kinder, nicer person I was, because I was giving hell to any man that came in my life because I was not going to go through what I went through before. You're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. Not giving them an opportunity to really get in, because the damage made me a bad girl. It made me negative. And so but that came from the relationship I was in, dealing with the person I was with. So.
Wow.
Well, Brooklyn said it's a great idea is to be a good guy instead of a nice guy. A good guy sets and enforces boundaries. A nice guy does whatever others would prefer. And in the case of a lot of men, they can really get salty when they end up in the friend zone. Brooklyn in the house.
You know what? I have a promo for this show. It's a Mars Venus promo where he kind of said something like that on the previous show, and I took that clip because I felt like that was like indicative of this show. Like he always be dropping jewels, and he did right there. So
ask him to join.
I know.
Yeah, I did ask him to join, and he didn't respond. I was like, Brooklyn, you should join us.
Yeah, but you know, Brooklyn might be. Who knows?
He might be a good guy somewhere.
I just need another guy here along with me at Kente.
Oh,
especially if his name is Brooklyn. You know, connecting the two boroughs that's going to cost $20 to go across. Like, come on the show, bro. Get here. Let's talk.
I mean, he does definitely drop gems. So, being a nice guy in 2019 or a kind guy in 2019, and I know, shout out to Anthony, he said they do finish last. Of course, Dre said they don't. How do you approach someone seemingly from that standpoint without having them say, oh, I'm not about to talk to you because you're a nice or kind guy? Is it an issue of what you attract or who you attract? Or what you're attracted to? That makes a difference.
Talking to me? Asking me?
Yeah, of course, Mr. Kind, nice guy.
So I guess I'm a little bit different. I think there's some women that are attractive. But again, maybe my experience has allowed me to see things differently today, where I can appreciate the beauty of somebody that may be a bad girl. But I'm not going to go and approach them because that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something a little bit more. The first word that came to my mind was tamed, but I don't want to say tamed.
Why not?
Like a lion?
Yeah, that's why. That's exactly why. Not tamed. I like that word.
Like a lion.
See, the thing is, you know what it is with the current status of the society today. I'm so cautious about what I say. I don't want to say like tame. I don't want to say refined. I don't want to say anything like that because like women today, they operate how they want to operate, and that's their prerogative, right?
But brother, if that's how you feel, say it.
No, but it's not tamed though, like because the inclination is that trained or
that we're like wild.
Let me translate. Let me translate. Dre wants to be tamed.
You want somebody with some self-control?
No. Somebody that knows how to have a good time, but know where to stop it, where the boundaries go.
Absolutely.
Wait, so is there any equation between that and maturity? Because in my mind, I feel like if you can control your emotions to not go off the rails, then you have a level of maturity and control. I mean,
maturity is pretty broad though, because I know girls that'll be twerking on Instagram that pay all their bills. So,
but maturity has anything to do with paying your bills. I think maturity has to do with the fact that you are able to control your emotions. You're able to control what you do, not necessarily, like you said, know how far to go.
And know who you're around to do it.
Because age is a fact. Age is not a factor. And he talks about how this woman is this grown woman, how she knows just how much liquor to drink to not to get drunk. She knows how to cook. She knows how to clean. She knows how to wear her clothes. She goes, she takes care of herself. I think that's maturity. And to be able to respect somebody else and their boundaries is maturity. I'm not going to be in your world trying to tell you how to live your world or bring my world into your world. I'm going to try to, mesh it together. But when you're immature, you're going to be like, hey, I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't care about what you're saying. That's maturity to me.
But people also get to that point where so what I was trying to say is that as far as when it comes to maturity, there's behavior maturity and there's maturity in different areas in people's lives. Some people can be responsible.
Responsibility.
Well, for you to be responsible in one area, you have to grow to maturity in that area. You can't really separate responsibility and maturity. When you mature, you become responsible. It's one and the same. It happens. It's like automatic. It's organic. When I mature in one area, I become responsible in the area. Like if I want somebody that's mature and she knows her boundaries, she's responsible. It happens one and the same. So what I'm saying is, I could see a beautiful young lady that got everything together, right? she has shown maturity in certain areas or responsibility in certain areas, right? But she's quick to cuss somebody out, you know, and she's absolutely beautiful. Or, you know, her IG may be filled with twerking videos and all that stuff. Or when a song come on, and she's in public, she's about to booty pop in front of everybody. Hey, girl, sticking her tongue out. Here's my song and all that stuff. All right, that's all good, but like for me, that's not really.
Maturity and control.
For me, it's not mature.
What's happening?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Hold on.
So,
Is that me? All right, we got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. I forgot my train of thought, but that girl I can appreciate.
Beauty popping in front of everyone.
Yeah. So the beauty of that young lady I can appreciate, right? But I'm not going to go and approach that person. I just won't. It won't happen for me.
But to me, that's not maturity. That's just my opinion. It's not. That's not maturity. If your song come on and you dropping it, that's not maturity, especially in a setting. Now, if you in a setting where you can drop it, like the privacy of my bedroom, is the only place I'm gonna drop it because I might get stuck. But I was drop it. There.
Oh my God.
I was following you till you got there.
Because I consider myself safe, so I'm not gonna be. Even though my daughter sings with Circular Band, and I go to the jazz house to watch her, I'm not gonna be in there acting unseemly. I'm not, because first of all, I'm older. I represent the older crowd, so I'm gonna show them how they should act, not get in there with them. And also, I represent Christ, you know, and I don't want my good to be evilly spoken of. To me, that is not maturity. When you don't have self-control. Self-control and being responsible and respectful is maturity to me.
And also to kind of go off that, the whole idea of maturity is being able to, in my opinion, discern a time and a place. Ever since I was a little kid, my mom always said, there's a time and a place for everything. You can go to a club and drop it all day long, but you can't be in aisle 7 at the grocery store and booty popping, you know, like a Saturday night. There's a time and a place for everything. You want to wear that itty bitty dress? Go to a setting that's where everyone's wearing itty bitty cocktail dresses. You know, you can't do that on a Tuesday afternoon going to get groceries. It's being able to discern where to do what. And even more so, I feel like not everything needs a reaction.
Yeah.
And if you can control your reaction, there's a certain level of, oh, I'm like an adult. I'm grown, you know?
I'll back away.
Because I could be paying all my stuff, but as soon as you can elicit a response from me and I lose control, whereas, you know, some people are hot-tempered, it's more in their personality, and that kind of sucks. I don't know what to say about that. That sucks. Hardcore.
Yeah.
I do have a confession, though.
Okay, we're listening.
When soca plays, I'm gonna dance and whine and wherever I'm at. It is like when that soca play, I'm gonna whine. I'm gonna get on bad. I'm just saying. That's the only genre of music that will make me do so.
I mean, can we get a presentation?
Excuse me?
Cue the soca music.
Show us your soca.
All right, let me put on some Mr. Killer. Everybody,
Please do. Let's see that.
Mr.
Come
Killer.
on,
it.
Mr. Killer.
He's either going to do it or be a liar.
Oh,
Are you mature?
I just want to put this out there, Brooklyn. I sent you the Hangout link in your Facebook Messenger,
And so did I.
Oh, okay. So you should be just click it. If it's not allowing you in, send me your email and I'll do it through the email.
So, what do you girls think about what is your view on the bad boy and the nice guy? Well, and we'll call it the nice guy for the sake of the show. Like what?
Now,
Well, let's talk about when you were younger and now.
Go ahead, Q. Go ahead.
When I was younger, the nice guy seemed very boring, very like monotonous. Now I'm just like, bro, you come with stability, son. Like that's like you like healthy coping mechanisms, my guy. Like, let's be friends. let's do stuff together. I mean, anything that shows you got your shit together and you can teach me something, especially now on a more platonic level, but even more so if if my baby daddy let me go, my God, like healthy relationships, here I come. But all about the nice guy now. The nice guy is fucking awesome. And the nice guy that could eat some booty hole, oh my God. Oh.
And on that note, welcome Brooklyn to the show.
Hello.
Yeah.
You know what?
I wasn't expecting that. I should have went first.
Look at what Brooklyn brings out of people.
I told.
See how people act when Brooklyn come out?
Part of the.
I should have went first, Q. That was so. I should have known.
Full circle, and I know plan these.
I told
you just always get
opportunity to talk about some butt eating. Like that's
I told Q that she should start a greeting card business. I think she would make millions.
She should.
Yes.
And it would be hilarious.
Let me be an investor.
Yeah, let's start in on ground level. Kente, we got this. We're gonna make a killing.
All right. So welcome, Brooklyn.
Hi, Brooklyn.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey. Hello.
All right.
Okay, Trace, do you want to go next or you want me to go next?
I can go next.
To Andre's question.
When I was younger, the nice guy was my dad. I always thought my dad was the nicest guy, the sweetest guy ever. As I got into I got married at 18. So as I got into my teens, nice guys were like the rappers. And even I grew up in South Central LA, Compton area. And so the nice guys were like the guys on my street that took care of us, that covered us. So even though they were bad guys, they were nice guys to me. As I got older, I never really looked at bad guys. It was like the rappers on TV, stuff like that. Now that I'm grown, the good guy is honest, hardworking, has a good heart, loves God, loves me, knows how to love me because he loves God, and just honest and true. That's the good guy. Wants to put in. So, for me. Shannon,
all right. I didn't realize you were from here. No, Tracy, that's what's
Carson,
up.
California.
All right. I knew I liked Tracy. Good people.
Okay, so when I was growing up, I actually was highly attracted to the nice, kind guy. And part of that was experience from my father. He was what I considered the bad guy. And the bad guy took various forms. And I never was attracted to him. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some appeal there. I see why, but it leads itself to heartache and disappointment and frustration, and temporary stuff. And I'm looking for more permanent, like Q said, stability. I don't want them problems. I think the bad guy talks to me more often than the nice guy does. But that's easier to weed out the older I've gotten. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm sorry. No, thank you. So.
Okay. Can I ask a question real quick?
Bad guys.
Do you think that the reason why the bad guys?
But I will agree with Angie. She said, "You does need to
hear you.
Mention of a little bug."
You can't hear Tracy, can you?
Can you hear me? Nope.
No, you were talking all over it.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Yeah, you might have to come out and come back in. But,
I will.
Well, Tracy, what were you asking?
Yeah. Okay. So as we wait for Shannon to come back in, I want to take a moment to recognize everybody that's in the chat room, and please let us know that you're here. And if you have any questions, we'll relay them to the panel. All right, you're back, Shannon. Can you let's see if you can hear Tracy? Tracy?
Where's Tracy?
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. All right, we lost Tracy. So Tracy, if you can hear us. Oh, there you go.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I put
Can
my
you hear?
earphones on. Yeah, I can hear you.
You can't hear him?
No, I'll do it again. Like I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Okay, see you later. Bye.
Well, what was the question you had for her? And
The question I
Well,
have
she's
is,
about
do
to
you
say it
think
again when she comes back. So,
okay.
But this way she won't forget it.
Oh, I won't forget it.
no, she's not gonna forget.
Oh, okay.
Make
I
sure
am
that you
drinking
follow
wine,
us
but I'm
on
not gonna forget it.
Instagram and Twitter, KKF. All right, Tracy, can you hear? I mean, Stephanie.
Shannon,
And can you hear Tracy? I'm doing like.
can you hear me now, Shannon?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
My question is, you said that you get approached more by bad guys. So for everybody, do you think that the reason why we get, because I get approached more by bad guys too, or unnice guys, unkind guys, do you think that is because the nice guys are afraid of rejection, and that in turn kind of increases the likelihood of the nice guy finishing last?
Nice guys are afraid by nature. That's why they're so nice. They're so nice.
Oh,
Brooklyn, your mic is off.
Brooklyn muted.
He just muted.
Man,
Brooklyn, you can't mute the good.
YouTube is playing April Fool's Day jokes on us tonight.
They don't want us to talk about the nice, kind guy.
I know, it's like some nerd somewhere is like, forget you.
Did anybody text
nerds
Brooklyn
too.
and tell him he's muted?
Yeah,
I'm here for nerds too.
yeah. Brooklyn, yeah, you are muted. I butchered his name.
Okay, so your question was, Tracy?
My question is, do you think that the reason why we get approached so much by the bad guys is because the bad guys are scared of the rejection, which in turn increases the probability of the nice guy finishing last?
I think for the most part, just for me personally and experience, the bad guy has nothing to lose. Like, he figures for 90% of the time, every woman that he approaches, at least 90% of them are going to say yes, or at least laugh at what he says and be entertained by it enough to be in the moment for however long that moment lasts. Sometimes nice guys, kind guys, good guys, as Brooklyn put it, come off as a little awkward or too nice. Somebody put that in the chat. And they don't translate well. Now, those of us who are actually attracted to a nice guy can look past the awkwardness, the too niceness for what it is and get to the heart of the matter. But I don't know. Because what I'm attracted to and who I attract are two totally separate, different things.
Mm-hmm.
You are a 1%er, Shannon.
Excuse me?
You are a 1%er.
What does that mean?
You said those who are attracted to nice guys, so it's like 1%.
I love a nice, nerdy guy.
Nice. I do too.
Brooklyn, you're making a great point. Brooklyn, go ahead.
I think we're kind of conflating who is attracted to you and who hollers at you. That's two different things.
Amen.
Right? You know, because there might be the good guy. Like, when I speak about the good guy, when I think of nice guys, I think that those guys are soft. And I mean that in every possible way, that they're soft. And that's a problem. Like, a good guy is going to do something if something happens, right? You're at a bar with your man and another guy tries to talk to you and you say, no, I'm with my man. If you're with a nice guy, it might be a problem if this guy throws his drink at you, for instance, or says something completely disrespectful, right? This stuff happens, and you don't want to be with a nice guy in that instance. You want to be with a good guy. A good guy is not it goes back to the kindness we spoke about earlier. But when you're good, like the quote unquote heroes, the people who do something when something bad happens, those people are good. And you can't have really justice or something being taken care of without the good people. So to me, a good guy is brave enough to holler at you, but he's also not going to call you names if he realizes you don't want to holler at him. I think that's the difference. So I think there's like 3 categories of nice, good, and bad. Like, because to me, nice guys are fake. They do all these things hoping for a certain result, and they're super salty if that result doesn't happen.
You said nice guys are fake?
Nice guys are fake as hell.
So let me ask the girls this. Let me ask the girl, ladies.
Wait, let me illustrate what I mean by that, right? I, for instance, don't eat seafood, right? So I'll take you to a restaurant that serves seafood and you can have seafood, but if you want me to eat lobster or crab, I'm not going to eat those sea insects because I don't. And I'm not even going to do it to impress you. You see what I'm saying? But a nice guy might, even though he might swell up like Will Smith and Hitch, he's going to want to do that because he feels like he can get further with you if he goes along with what you suggest. I think that's just one of the differences. But yeah, continue. Go ahead, Jen.
So I guess for the sake of the argument, so that there's the nice guy and the good guy. All right. So and I'll ask this, ladies, is it the bad boys that catch your eye, or the good guy first? So let's remove nice from the equation just for a little bit, and let's go off of what Brooklyn was saying. Good, and be honest, because if there's 2 dudes walking down the street, they're both good friends, right? One looks like a good guy, all right? Well, you can't really tell, but he has a persona of a good guy. That's not a good example. But the next dude, he's got a little bit of a thug swag to him. Which one are you looking at first?
I'm here for the good guy.
No, I'm here for the one that I'm attracted to. Whoever looks good to me at the time I see them, I'm going to talk to them. And then after I talk to them, it's going to determine if I'm going to continue to talk to them. So I can't, because there are some good guys. My son is a good guy, but he's tatted all over. He wears jeans. In church every Sunday, but he's tatted. So when you see my son, initially you would think he's not a good guy.
Character makes the difference.
And so I would have to talk to him, see where the head is, where the heart is first, because he may look like a bad guy, but he may be better than the guy that looks like a good guy.
So I think the issue is, I think one of the issues in our community is that the thug thing is oversold. I always hear guys saying, "Oh, women want thugs and women want bad guys." I don't think it's that cut and dry. Right?
Well, this is what it is. There's a science to it. So as women at a very, very primal level, we're looking for someone to protect us, to be the alpha male, to provide for us, whatever you want to paint it as.
Right.
When 2 men are coming down the street, the guy that's confident, the guy that has that big dick energy is typically going to be your bad guy, because as Shannon pointed out, they have nothing to lose. They don't care.
No, but like let's use an example, right? Let's say that movie with President Obama when he was first getting started and they first met. What was that movie called? Huh?
Bear.
No, it's a story of him and Michelle
when they met.
First started out.
Some day or something. A day in Chicago or something.
You guys seen that movie, right?
Day on the South.
So you guys seen that movie, right?
Yes.
Barack Obama played in that movie with Ice Cube walking down the street together. Which one is catching your eye?
Hold on, who are my options?
Barack Obama, the guy who played that kind of persona in that movie, or Ice Cube walking down the street.
So not Barack himself.
Not today. Not the one that was president. The one that was living in a hospital,
Okay.
Like
that's not a fair.
It is though. So because we're talking about good guys, right? So
but I think that you're conflating good guys with nice guys, right?
Because
you could be in the Marines and be a good guy, right? You could be a firefighter and be a good guy. I mean, it's not. I feel like there's this. You're supposed to be some super thug or some Poindexter, and there's no in between.
The argument, the discussion today is bad guys. Oh, well, do nice guys finish last, right? Or good guys finish last?
Nice
so I'm
guys
trying to make a correlation.
If nice guys finish
conversation,
last,
right? So that's why I'm using those two. So
hold
like,
on, y'all talking over each other.
No, wait. Well, based on what you said, right? You talked about the good guy, right? Not being afraid to approach somebody, right? In that movie, he was approaching somebody that was way out of his league,
right?
But he was a good guy, huh? If you want, it's a pretty dope movie. It's about how they first met.
Right.
In that movie, he didn't have much. He was a good guy. He was like good guy.
She didn't even like him. She didn't like him in the beginning.
But he was approaching her. He was like, you know, he was pursuing her, and he came off as a really good guy, right? But that's why I'm trying to make the correlation about the discussion today. Do nice guys finish last? And if nice guys finish last, then somebody's got to be judging the race, and usually it's the women that's judging the race, right? So if nice guys are finishing last, according to the conversation, that's why I'm putting the two together. Ice Cube, or somebody like Ice Cube, or somebody like the character that played Barack Obama when he first met Michelle, who was that good guy. Which one would women be attracted to initially? Who would finish last in that situation?
But I think the thing about the movie and the thing about life is whoever approaches you. If Ice Cube and Barack Obama's walking down the street and Ice Cube walked past me and Barack stopped and talked to me, then naturally I'm going to have a conversation with him.
I understand that. My question is, who catches your eye first?
Both of them, because they both look good to me.
That's what I said. That's not a good example.
They both fine. So I'm going to be like, okay, whoever come first, they don't get it. That's what I
Right. So now
you my friend.
Right, so
that's
now
why you my friend.
Now, all right. So now we can move forward with. So now it's not about looks. It's not about how somebody appears. Good.
For me, it's not. But for some people, it is. That's where the dynamic comes in. Do nice guys finish last? Because some people do go on appearance. If somebody if I'm looking for that type of dude and he got that look, if he a bad guy or negative, then I'm going to go for that. But it's your preference.
Did we define what the bad guy was before I came on the show?
We said that.
No,
we talked about what the kind guy was.
That's
we didn't talk about what the bad guy was.
What is the point. The bad guy, the hypothetical bad guy we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shannon, Kente, I need the moderators to, I need the rules of the game so I can,
I mean, you are free to bring up what a bad guy is to you. That wasn't necessarily the conversation, but I guess if we're going to do the opposing of it in this conversation moving forward, and you have expertise, knowledge on many topics as it deals with people and relationships, Brooklyn. So you can share your expertise on the subject matter, which is why I asked you to join in the first place.
Thank you, Shannon.
Can I say something real quick? It's very hard to define exactly what a bad guy or
it's a matter of opinion.
It's a matter of opinion. But I mean,
but for the sake of a conversation,
right?
If we're having a debate about this versus that, and we have. Unlike the rest of the internet, we have a bunch of real live women here in the chat and on screen that
is true.
That can tell
they are alive.
I hope so.
We're live.
So what I think a bad guy is, let me just hijack that conversation real quick.
Thank you, Kim.
It's someone that's just not good for you. Someone that whatever you need in a relationship, they're not giving you. Whether it's communication, whether it's attention, whether it's dick, I don't give a shit. Whatever it is, they're not doing it. But it's something that you're drawn toward for some, I don't know, self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't know. But essentially, at a very basic level, I think all women can agree. Men keep approaching me that aren't good for me because they have all of these negative things that that isn't conducive to a healthy relationship. And I can tell by how I had this guy approach me and his idea of a conversation was, hey, what you doing? When are we going to kick it? Why would I want to build anything with you? You literally know fuck all about me. You won't plan shit. You won't talk to me. You won't pick my brain. I know nothing about you. When I ask you what you do for work, you say, oh, you know, I just make money. What? No.
Wow.
Steph said a bad guy is a guy whose main tool in dating relationships is deception.
Ooh, Steph, I like that. I like that.
That's a good one.
That is a
Thank
good
you
one.
so, Steph.
That is
Steph,
good.
clutch shot. I like it.
Yeah. Okay, so
now
that we define, go ahead, Brooklyn, because I know you want to say something.
Thank you, Shannon. Q started off with what I thought was a direction of the 5 love languages and those love languages not lining up. But then when she ended it, it was more like, you know, this guy doesn't have any real interest in me personally, and
it's I can build a relationship out of what you were bringing to the table. If you want to pursue me in any sort of way, there has to be some common ground of what we're doing. I am too old to go out here and just free ball it. You know, like that's not what my MO is. And even more so, it's like you need to bring qualities to the table. If I'm better off by myself, if our conversations make me sit like I have to get excited when you text. If my heart's not fluttering because you have something to say, and I don't mean that like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I mean, oh my God, like we're having such a good conversation.
Dude, yeah.
I'm laughing and, you know, all this weird stuff. My kid's crying like because he just stubbed his toe, but I got distracted for a crap second because I'm a terrible mom. Like, you know, little stuff that it's like, okay, we can build from here. But if there's, and it's not so much we don't have anything in common, it's, you might have one love language and I might have another. But if we can't communicate and get forward and you won't compromise to get there, fuck, I look like putting a gun to your head like, no, you're gonna love me.
Right.
Like, that's ridiculous. I don't have time for that. I really don't.
You're right about that.
I agree with that.
Okay, so I have a question because, you know, honestly, I be wanting to be in people business, and I don't remember because I had to keep hanging up because I couldn't hear y'all. Brooklyn, did you say what type of guy you were? Are you going with the good guy?
Oh, me?
No, yeah, the other Brooklyn, of course.
No, I'm a good guy, but I feel like there is a I don't know if we have a lot of military people here, but we have a term called like as a Marine, we're like the sheepdog. The job of the sheepdog is to protect the sheep because the sheep are soft as hell, right? Against the wolves. The wolves are bad. They're not bad. They're really just trying to eat. But the wolves are going to eat the sheep, and the sheep are going to do nothing about it. The sheepdog by himself stands between the flock of sheep and all the wolves. See what I'm saying? So he's wolf enough to fight off 3 or 4 wolves by himself, right? But he's also empathetic enough and feels like it's his job, because it is, to protect the sheep. And that's where the good guy is, right? The good guy is not going to walk around holding his dick, talking shit to people, you know, doing crime or whatever else. However, if you mess with his mom, his lady, his sister, he's absolutely going to punch you in the face or do worse. He's prepared to do whatever is necessary. Now, when you meet a good guy or you meet a sheepdog, you might even think he's a bad guy because he's not cowardly. He doesn't, you know, people are not going to front on him and play him as he walks down the street. He moves about the world with confidence and strength because he has confidence and strength. So to me, I've never had a woman, you know, leave me or not talk to me because I was too nice, right? But I also don't consider myself a bad person. I'm not going around hurting people. I'm not, you know, I will absolutely can and will hurt someone. You know, I have no problem hurting people, but you know, those people deserved it. So to me, that's what it is. But I've known nice guys, and if a woman tells you you're too nice, she's probably simply not interested or attracted.
Right.
That part.
You know,
right.
So, but one of the reasons she's not interested or attracted is because you are acting like she's above you. This is a secret that, you know, I learned some time ago that I think men can live 100 years and never figure out. If you act like you weren't supposed to get her, if you act like she's a level above, you know, if you lay next to a woman, looking at her face, telling her, I can't believe you slept with me, how's she gonna feel like a winner?
Right.
How is she gonna feel like you can't believe, why did I sleep with you? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask a blanket question because this sounds really hey Angie, this sounds really good, and then I want to move over to Dre because I want to give just as much time to his level of expertise as yours.
Okay.
So you say that this is this good guy and he'll protect and he'll do all these things, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so you meet a seemingly good woman, someone that you're attracted to, someone that you're interested in. Mm-hmm. And they may not be, you know, down the street or in the same city. They may be across town. And maybe you have, you know, experience with people that you've already dealt with in the past. And because there's some familiarity there, you linger there longer, even though this person is seemingly good for you, the attraction is there, the conversation is there, the interest is there. How do you deal with that? Because
are you talking about long distance relationships?
No, it could be across the street. I mean, you're in Brooklyn. It could be in Queens. It could be in New Jersey. I don't know.
Oh, well, you started talking about a distance thing, and I was like, that's me personally.
I said across the street. Go ahead.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. You were said something about lingering. What was lingering?
You're talking about being in a situation where you know it's not good, but it's comfortable, and
yes,
you don't want to leave
someone
it.
Else. Right. Thank you, Dre. Yeah. I was like, I hope I was kind of.
You're talking about people being comfortable with their current situation. What you mean, like lazy? Like don't want to find somebody else, so keep talking.
Or like going back to ex-partners.
No. Going back to the familiarity of someone that you were dealing with, not even though you have just met someone who you've engaged and they are by definition, say the prototype. And I mean, I don't think we need to define what that is. Everybody knows what a prototype is. And so you're attracted to them, you're interested in them. The conversation is great, but you are stuck in the familiar. Maybe because they're closer. Maybe they're down the street and the other person is across the river. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
I'm saying, how do you deal with that as a good guy? I mean, because based on what you said about the good guy, he doesn't finish last. He has
options. Like you're describing Alicia Keys' relationship.
I'm doing what?
It sounds like you're describing Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats. Like he was with somebody and that wasn't good, but she was a prototype. And you're talking about something like that?
I didn't look at it in that way, but okay, sure. So how do we deal with that? Oh. I wasn't thinking of her, but okay.
I think that as a human being, you have to do what's best for you. So if you feel like if you feel like you need to move in this direction, then you should go explore that.
Okay.
Because to me, it sounds like the first person they're talking to isn't for them, right? You're like, oh, this person is a placeholder or good enough or something of that nature. Then why are you being wicked to yourself? Be kind to yourself and go after what you want.
So you don't think that a person could be in love with the person that they're with and just grow apart from one another over time and then find their interests different, and so they look for another person to fulfill where they are at that point in life?
If you're not in love with them anymore, you're not in love with them.
Okay.
You know, you're from Shannon's description, you found this other person, and this person is what you're looking for. Like, you know what you're looking for, right? I had a professor in acting class, and he'd say, don't stress about it when you go to auditions, because the director already has in his mind what he's looking for. So one of two things are going to happen. You're going to walk in and you're going to happen to be exactly what he wrote down on the paper, and he'll be happy with that. Or you're going to walk in and you're going to blow him away, and he's going to be like, you know what? This is an even better idea than what I thought of. So when you, we've discussed on previous shows the term hypergamy, wherein women are wired to go.
There's a reminder for Andre.
To go up and to shoot upward in what they're trying to get when they get a man. And it only makes sense from a historical point of view. You want to do better than you're doing, right?
Right.
So, as far as men and women go, Dre was talking about Swiss Beats going from Shonda to Alicia Keys. But Shonda was a mediocre singer, and Alicia Keys can't fit all her Grammys on one mantle. So he's just like, okay, boom, I'm going here. It was kind of shady because I think the ladies were friends, but all's fair in love and war. Shady.
No, it's not.
What's that?
It's not all fair in love and war.
It's clearly not fair, because I don't think Mashonda would consider it fair.
I want to take a moment to recognize Angie is here.
Yes.
And her eyebrows are amazing.
Hi, Angie.
You know what, Kim?
Your hair's pretty.
My eyebrows are amazing.
Yes, they are. I want to make sure that we give her props. Definitely.
Listen, I was trying to cook and type. It was not working out for me.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
Look, that's for real. But some going go missing, lacking. Listen, I want to jump back. Y'all were talking about the. I think somebody asked, would you pick Ice Cube or Obama?
Barack Obama.
Not Obama today. Obama.
I mean, okay, but I'm saying either way.
Yeah.
I was going to say, everybody talking about the thug and the good guy. I really think what women want, they want a good guy, but they want a little thug in it. Hence, let me say, I married a good guy before. It didn't work out for us because he was just a good guy. I need to feel protected. So if something jump off, I want to know that my man got me. If things are falling apart, I want to know that he has me. Like my husband now, he has degrees. He played ball overseas. He was all that. He was that pretty boy stuff. But I knew he was from the hood. And if something go down, he's going to be the first one on the scene. So I want a little bit of both. I want to be able to take him to my company Christmas party and can talk and articulate what we're talking about, have good conversation. But at the same time, I need a little bit of both. And that's what the women that we deal with and help, people that have problems in their relationships regularly, that's what they have. If you got one that, if somebody comes to the front door, you hear a noise at the front door, if your husband sends you to the door, it's probably a deal breaker. But I know women that they have that issue, that their husband will send them to the door or ask them what's going on. And so that's when I want a provider. And I want, a smart guy, but I want a protector as well.
I can marry a cop. I can marry a cop, and she's not going to the door.
Right.
I'm a third grade teacher. I can marry
a
cop, and she's not going to the door.
But that's you. But I'm telling you, don't know how many men that are out there that just don't have that in them. So I think when we say thug, that's what I think people are trying to articulate. Now there's people that like thugs, like real thugs. That's these young girls.
Like gun carrying thugs.
With they pants, with the boys with their butt hanging out. That's stupid. I don't want to see your butt and your dirty drawers and nothing else, things in them. None of that. But absolutely. I do want my man to have some street savvy, because it's times that I'm not looking out for stuff that my husband has seen something going down and he done pull me behind him. I missed it. But see, that's what he's there for. Mm-hmm. So you want a little bit of both of that. So I think we are mixing the thug stuff kind of with that, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of men that send their women to the.
That's what we were discussing earlier.
But Brooklyn said that. Brooklyn said that, you know, that's what women want. Women want a man that can be nice, but can also turn on when he have to, because he mentioned that he's that type of guy. So I think you just confirmed what Brooklyn has said earlier.
Okay, what I heard him say earlier was a little bit different than what I'm saying, and maybe I'm just not going into detail because I'm coming in. But like
no, we're saying exactly the same thing.
But see, not necessarily like my husband. Not okay. I will not say nice. Well, okay, y'all.
We're not saying. We're saying that we talked about
y'all had
nice
different
guys,
definitions
good
of nice
guys,
last time,
and bad guys. We're saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't it
Sam,
always
Sam said something that I'm about to say.
Talking about it, but what you described about protection, about stepping up, about being aware. That's exactly. I mean, I literally talked about the fact that I'm a Marine. We talked about exactly what you're describing.
No, okay. So there's one element. I'm not trying to paint it all, but there's still an element that, like, you seem really, really nice, Brooklyn. Like really, 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 really nice. I don't know.
I seem nice.
I don't know how to articulate what I'm saying.
He's a good guy. Do that.
You sound like a really, really good guy. And
hold on,
Huh?
I said, hold on just a minute. Kente has been trying to talk for a minute, and y'all keep going back and forth.
I talk it. No. People assume thugs are these badasses that can fight. There's a lot of dudes that carry themselves like they're thugs. They're the most pussy ass dudes on the planet. So let's destroy that myth that these so-called thugs are badass. I've seen so-called thugs run. When the shit
that's this millennial thug. I'm talking about old school hood thugs. Like, I ain't talking about these young boys. When I grew up, niggas in the hood, they throw hands, not guns. They gonna fight. We gonna fight tomorrow. We gonna fight every day till I see you.
They had pussies back then too. Now it's probably more per capita now with these millennial thugs. But most of these guys, a lot of these cats who are thugs are a bunch of pussies, and when the shit come down, they not doing nothing.
They ain't ready.
They not doing nothing. They gonna push you in front of the bullets. So you know, and a lot of these guys, you can't trust them because they out for themselves. So you're gonna protect you. They're gonna protect. You know, they're gonna protect themselves.
That part.
There's a bad myth about get you a thug, he's gonna protect you. That's bull. Now there are some guys who have a quote unquote thug background who has that kind of morality to them, but a lot of those guys don't really. They ain't protecting you like you think they might. You know, they might protect themselves or not. So I think a lot of times when we talk about thugs as far as protection, you know, like I like what Brooklyn was saying about the good dude, you know, like he's a Marine, right? And there's people that you don't have to be necessarily a Marine, but there's people that I know guys are 8th degree black belts who are not the nicest, you know, guys on the planet, but they will fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know, and you wouldn't know by just being around them, like, you know, yeah. And then it's like,
but you will though.
Like Roger,
you will.
Roger over there, you know, will cut you up in pieces, you know. So
you will know one though. Even though I talk, you know it.
Well, you might know, but there's a lot of people who don't.
Listen, I've seen guys that are just like they smile or they have a calm demeanor, but there is a thing
He'll be like,
that
he
just
don't
on
play.
them, just like
he don't play.
I'm not gonna play with you. So I'm telling you, I know them when I see them. They don't have to say nothing. They don't have to do nothing. They ain't got to both say chest. I know when I see them.
But Angie, though, you seasoned. Angie, though, you seasoned. All right, and Tracy, you seasoned as well. But a lot of these younger women may not know that too, though.
I think that's my confusion with the whole thing, because we either talking about character or we're talking about what we see.
Yeah,
and that's where it there's a lot of confusion there. So is it what we see or is it who we know of the person?
Both.
I think initially it's what we see because that's initially what happens.
Because that's the only information we have.
Right. But after you talk to them, then it's based on what they say, their character, how you interact with them. But it's always initially what you see, because that's the first impression. Is what you see.
Kente, what you laughing at?
The chat.
Talk about she unseasoned.
Right.
I said like white people food.
Oh man, that's funny.
Listen, you can call me seasoned if you want to. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it too.
But I agree with her.
No, I mean, you've had some life experience, so you can see the BS. Not everybody.
Like she said, you first see him, you know that. But see, there's this just like people say,
it's a discernment.
But like you see a guy, he might not have on his best dressed clothes, but he got a swag to him that you know that he got a level of confidence. You have to have a conversation with him. That's something. If you know what you're looking for, you see that. I'm rarely wrong when it comes to something like that. I can see a dude that's confident in himself. He could be coming from the gym. He could be just coming from work, dirty or whatever. But you see that swag across the street. You just do.
Can I ask we've been talking about what women want and the bad guys, but let me ask the fellas, like, what do you guys want as far as women? Nice girls, good girls or bad girls or whatever. I know Drake kind of talked about it a little bit. That I think he said something about you want a girl who twerks at Walmart or something. Or it was something like that. I can't remember. But what about you, Brooklyn? Are you looking for that sweet church girl who is in the choir and the usher board? Who all of that stuff, or are you looking for that girl who's
yes, and she twerk.
Some of them church girls twerk better than some of them club girls.
That's true.
I think that for me,
fix it, Brooklyn, fix it.
I think that for me, it's about femininity and kindness. I like that in a woman. I like a woman that is a woman. I find that sexy. I'm not from Saudi Arabia. You don't need to be dressed like a ninja, fully covered.
You is.
That, you can be. I want you to be exactly who you are, and I personally like a feminine woman. Look, we talked about this last time.
Right.
A lot of guys, they want a woman to wear the same Jordans they wear and sweatsuits and jeans. They want a boyfriend, and that's fine for them. But I like a feminine woman.
You're talking about grown folk.
That's why I said you're talking about kids, Brooklyn.
Listen, there's a lot. Listen, love, there's a lot of 40, 50-year-old kids out here.
Right. You're right.
There's a lot of 50-year-old kids out here. So,
That is true.
So you like a feminine woman. What about you, Drake? Did I misrepresent what you want?
Yeah, Drake, what you looking for?
Very much so. I think Brooklyn's on the right track. I think him and I have similar desires as far as what we see in a woman. Somebody that compassionate, hospitable, honest, feminine. Yeah, nice heart.
I've got a question.
Look, you see me like teacher.
Okay, so
we go down the road. Go ahead, Q.
At what point, since you both like, would it be a fair assumption to say you both like good girls, or is that not an accurate representation?
I think
because feminine doesn't mean necessarily slutty or hoary, but a woman that's comfortable in her skin, comfortable with her body, but she's good.
Hold on, Q. We got to draw the line here. Nobody here is bad mouthing sluts and whores.
No, they're great.
I love sluts and whores.
Me too. I love them too.
Let's not get crazy.
I can't.
But all those guys are like, I wouldn't take her home to mama, which is another question all its own.
I love y'all, but let's not besmirch the sluts and whores. All right, now continue.
So this is my question. At what point, because growing up and not having lost my virginity into my 20s, there was a lot of, no, you're too good. I can't shame you with my penis. And I'm like, really? That's, damn, 30 dicks around here. But that's essentially what guys look at. They say, oh my God, you're a virgin. No, I can't touch you. You're going to get attached. You're going to have like this whole thing. and you're like, not to you, my guy. But
feeling themselves.
That's very kind
the
of them.
whole the
I
whole
know, right?
question that I'm trying to ask is, at what point,
Mm-hmm.
if she's still a virgin and you meet her, is that, oh my God, no, that's too much of a nice girl, a good girl?
For whatever reason, I've met a large number of adult virgin women, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you hadn't met the guy or me or whoever
or him.
I mean, there's nothing.
Or you. Say that, man. Or you.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Hilarious.
But
because it's funny that a lot of guys
take
take
that.
that
And I also don't believe. I don't
and
believe
freak out by
that-
it.
I don't believe that there are.
Uh-oh.
He
I
froze.
was like,
We
oh,
lost
did I
again.
freeze or did he freeze?
He
He
froze.
froze.
Rose.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move on
he's
down the
Elsa.
Until he gets
Yeah,
back.
we'll move on down the road. Go ahead, Andre. You want to answer that?
But I prefer feminine women. I have certain things that I would like also. First off, if I, and again, I'm there's like two different sides to it. I don't think that I don't base who I want to be with their I guess willingness to have sex with me, or if they, like, for instance, if they're a virgin. In fact, I would sort of be more inclined to get to know that person a little bit better. Not so I could have that challenge to sleep with them. I think it's a virtuous thing for a woman, especially at my age, to save themselves for the person that they want to marry. I think that's a dope thing.
So it's
That's
a much
just-
different perspective as
Yeah.
you get older.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because then you have the side of it where dudes are like, oh, I'm take hard, and you're like, it's not even a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a blank canvas, right?
Yeah. Well, not even just a blank canvas. It's just the amount of self-control, self-will that she would have to maintain that all those years. That's a strength that I could identify if they're able to honestly hold themselves to that standard. So I'm a little different. Like, they don't that's no bearing on me whether or not, you know, I'll be with them. In fact, I'll find myself a little bit more attracted to that. And it goes beyond what they look at, you know. What happened?
I'm sorry. Her facial expressions are
eyes are wide.
Her facial expressions are killing me. I'm sorry, Dre. Go ahead, Dre.
Who, me?
Your facial expression, you have no poker face at all. So
listen. Yes, I do. I do marriage counseling, premarital counseling, and when people come in and tell you some stupid stuff, I got a serious poker face. I don't have to have it right
you
now.
might have
But I
it
have
there, but you do not have it here.
I don't have to. I don't have to. We having conversation. I don't have to have a poker face right now.
That's what I'm saying, but it's making me laugh.
Okay. I'm gonna give you my poker face.
No. I love your faces. Go ahead.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
give you my poker
hilarious.
face.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I'm
love
gonna show
your
you marriage
faces.
counselor right here. I'm gonna show you marriage counselor.
No, show us, but it just threw me off. I'm sitting here listening. I looked up, and your eyes got real big.
Wow.
Like,
My eyes big already, and then when something happened, I be like, what?
Yeah.
See? That's why I had to ask God to give me a poker face, because baby, I used to be in a counseling session like, you dumb for staying with him, but I can't tell him that. So I have to keep my straight face and then go like, well, how does that make you feel? Well, when you get to yeah, okay, I got a poker face. I'm gonna put it on right. Finish straight. I'm so sorry that Shannon laughed.
That's all right.
Finish telling us
Yeah,
about
so
how this
I'm
virgin
sorry,
woman would
Trey.
intrigue you more.
yeah. So I think the
I'm
question. Now just repeat the question again about the good girl.
Well, no, at what point is being too much of a good girl to say, like, oh, she doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs, doesn't suck dick, doesn't do this and that? And it's like,
Girl, wait. So you went from a virgin to just ratchet because you were off the
pretty
chain.
rude. Like,
Well,
what you mean?
Let's be honest. There's some girls out there that
there
are
are
that would
a lot
do that.
of girls that I talk to that will like, no,
Do it.
he pees out of it. And I'm like, you're not grown at all. That's regular. But there's a ton of girls that will not fellate one. A ton.
Yeah. Or vice versa. They won't have sex, but they'll go down on somebody. So
Keep the face.
What'd you say?
Yeah, like there's no
Keep the face.
again, like for me, this is for me. I like to have a good time. I like to have fun. I don't do anything too crazy. If we can match each other's fun, then that level of good is okay. Like if I can, if she's not too embarrassed to dance with me in a CVS when my favorite song come on, that's cool. But I don't have that kind of expectation on a woman that they have to be this level of good or nice for me to date them. If they're too nice, but I do have it on the opposite end. If they're like extremely overly sexual, then I tend to not even look in that direction.
I thought
That's
y'all
me.
said y'all couldn't dance in the store.
What's that?
Early. I thought people said y'all couldn't dance in the store. That wasn't ladylike and stuff. You just said dance in CVS.
He said drop it like it's hot.
Okay, so
unless soca's playing, that's the only acceptable genre of music to dance and drop it like it's hot.
What?
Soca.
That's the only acceptable music. Soca.
Soca music.
Soca.
Oh, soca. Oh, I was going to say polka.
Oh, soca.
S-O-C-A.
That'd be fun.
S-O-C-A.
Oh my god.
Soca.
I would see someone drop it like it's hot to some polka.
Yeah.
I do polka.
Oh, man. So, Shannon?
The chat room is just going bananas. I love it. Sam says, I like someone who is sexy, smart, creativity wins me over. I love a dancer, humor, and a fly essence. Bring you and only you. Real talk. And then Jada's trying to get me to come to the naughty side. Jada.
What's Jada saying?
Like, Jada said naughty is fun. And I said I need someone to be naughty with.
Okay. And shout out to Sam Teague. I haven't seen him in a while. He's from the old Blab days. He's a good brother.
He is on it today.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I'm glad that he was able to come through. He's a good dude. Okay, so
which chat are you guys watching? Because I'm
YouTube.
YouTube.
YouTube chat.
YouTube. It's hopping.
Yeah, YouTube is on point today.
Okay, I'm looking at a different.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Kenta, you want to ask Sam's question?
Huh?
I'm here now.
Kenta, you want to ask Sam's question?
When no one's looking for a porn star?
No, the last one. The level.
Level 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest. Go. Oh, okay. So what's everybody's freak level? I already know Shannon, so.
How do you know Shannon? How do you know Shannon's, bro?
Well, I mean, she talks about it all the time. I don't know it from experience.
Okay.
Well,
what's my freak level, Kente?
17. No, just playing. No, right now 0.
Okay.
1 through 10, 10 being the highest.
Hey, can we go minus?
Oh, don't be disrespectful.
No, that's good. It's good. You're wholesome adjacent. All right, so freak level. Anybody want to throw out their freak level? With 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest.
I mean, current day today, you're right. It's dormant. I won't give it a number.
Yeah.
I am waiting.
So let's not answer it. Let's not answer it according to today. Let's not do it today. Because it's what you're willing to do. Like, what kind of freak are you? Not like, what are you right now?
I am attracted to discovering different layers within BDSM. So I don't know what my freak level is in context to another person if that person is not game. Like, I'm not going to be doing half of that stuff by myself. So, and I'm not going to step out on that person to do it with someone else either. So I'll say an 8.
I think, you know what, Shannon, I think it's gonna be like, I think it is be a 15 because you got so much pent up rage, well, not rage, but pent up hormones. And...
I am content in my celibacy season, but let me find somebody that the Lord is saying is mine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell y'all. We got 1 hour on this podcast because I got to go sleep with my husband. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Yeah, I think she's gonna get kicked out of her hotel on her honeymoon night.
Listen,
But anybody, what about you, Q? What is your level? I'm not going to even guess.
Nasty. Okay, hold on. Before I say anything, well, I guess I already said too much, but I have been to have a partner that will match my nastiness and will be willing to like do stuff that normal people shouldn't do. But it's cool because it's a nice and it's a safe environment. And I think when you're in a relationship, to be able to be that adventurous and explore with your best friend, I mean, man, oh man, what isn't amazing about that? And if that makes me nasty, I mean, fuck it.
nasty Q. You nasty.
Yeah, you nasty.
I mean,
Okay.
hella nasty, but that's not.
Y'all too wild for me. Hilarious. What about you, Tracy? What is your level?
I would say my level is about a 10. I'm
talking about friends
for 31 years. I'm ready to explore and see what else is out there. And I'm celibate now though. But when it happens, it's gonna be on and popping, all goes, whatever.
Annie's dropping. Go Tracy J.
Oh my God, yes.
I mean, we got 10 across the board. No. What about what about
don't forget about Angie.
Wait, hold on. Does everyone just think they're nasty because no one like what constitutes is nasty? Because I feel like everyone's gonna be like, oh, I'm nasty as fuck. But I think
we don't want to hear your definition. We don't want to hear her definition of nasty.
No,
she already come out blowing the booty holes earlier.
He said freak level. He said freak level.
Your willingness to do what is asked of you. At least I've tried anything once. I'm at the point where I try anything once. So I think that's why I put myself at a 10. So that's me.
I see your expression.
I can't see Angie. What Angie said?
I'm not about to answer that question either.
I am keeping a straight face.
Why I can't see you?
I don't see Angie
your
either.
husband is up.
Who don't see me?
I don't see
I
you.
don't see you.
The picture of you and your husband is up.
I see her.
Yeah, I see her. She looks frozen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's move. Oh, I see her.
I can see her moving.
Okay.
So let's do. I see a black and white photograph.
Right of her and
That's weird because I see her just fine.
Yeah.
Me too.
Maybe
you know what? And she's not. I don't see her on the YouTube.
Yeah, maybe come out and come back in, Angie. See
Okay.
And while we're waiting for her to come back in, let's do freak levels for the men folk because I'm going to be all up in y'all business. Kente, what's your number?
I am 7.5.
Okay, 7.5. Y'all hear that, ladies? 7.5 in the building. All right. Andre Harrison.
Yeah. I would say probably an 8.5 because there's like, maybe one or two things that I just won't do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen ever.
Okay. We understand. Look, Angie, your face.
What was his number? I missed the number. I heard Kente say 7.5.
Okay, so Brooklyn, what's your number?
I would say about a 1. I'm saving myself for my second marriage.
Why I can't hear him?
Okay, so are you a virgin?
I'm saving myself for a second marriage.
Okay, I'm gonna come back.
So you're celibate.
Okay, so when you were married or in your younger days, in the prime, whatever you want to say,
I'm 100% kidding. I was 100%. Shannon, Shannon.
Because you said a 1, I was like, boy, you ain't gonna never have no woman.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead. Poker face again. I'm back on it again. He said a 1.
Shannon, you back?
Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
I keep getting kicked out like a stepchild. I can't hear nobody. Okay, what's your number again?
He said a 1.
I said a 1. I think
final answer.
What's that?
That's your final answer? Like one?
No. It was jokes. I think I'm a 10.
Like, get off the panel.
Everybody's a 10. really. It varies with the person you with. Like Q was saying, if you have to find someone who is willing to do what you're willing to do. But I mean, when you're, you know, you should go for it. I mean, within the parameters of what you're willing to do. There's obviously.
But take it to the head, then, girl.
You saw that?
Tracy turned the whole glass up. Take it to the head, honey. Go ahead. Sorry,
I was cheering with Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you should be open. I think this is a gift. I think that way too many people, for various reasons, right? Like religion or culture or the way they were parented, people are super uptight. And America's supposed to be the sexy country, but we're really not. We're super uptight about sex. That's why people want to, you could go to Planned Parenthood for birth control pills and there'll be people outside calling you a whore. I mean, America's super duper uptight about sex, and people shouldn't be. You should really enjoy it with your partner, and you should be free to do whatever you want to do. What happened, Shannon?
No, she said I do.
And she said I do, and I'm like, okay.
She hella do.
I can't wait to hella do.
Can I triple that? Like me too.
You said hella do. What's that?
That means hella do whatever.
You said you do. You said you want to hella do. You want to hella do.
Tracy, I love you.
She said, "Let me be a part of that."
Okay,
yeah, we hella do together.
I know that. What's hella do?
Did we get Dre in there?
Yeah, he's an 8.5. He said there's a few things that he just absolutely will not do. I'm taking notes in all y'all business.
What was he
8.5.
I have my little list of stuff like I won't do, but I'm still nasty as hell with the shit that I will do. So I feel like just because you won't do stuff doesn't necessarily discount your freakness.
Yeah,
right?
Yes, it does.
If you don't
it's clear when soca music comes on, he's gonna be a legit 10,
so
11.
You want him to do put on soca music and he'll do it. I mean, Jesus.
I'm just saying, it's clear
it's
that
about learn your man. Learn your man. If soca make him do it, turn soca on.
Put on soca.
Soca make him dance.
It'll make me lose myself.
But see, bands and make her dance. Oh.
Yes, let's get some soca music. Kendrick, where's that song? We need our presentation.
All right, sorry about that. I was looking at one of the windows. All right, before we get out of here, I wanted
Final
to.
question?
I wanted to ask the guys something. Since we're talking about nice guys and good guys and bad guys and all of that in the class, I'm interested in the same thing with the ladies too. Is in your circle, these are the fellas that you guys hang out with. Would you say that you have the gambit of, nice guy, good guy, bad guy, or whatever, or thugs in your circle?
I just want to know why y'all skip my freak
all about the same.
Why y'all skip my freak number? Because I'm married.
Oh, I get it. I'm sorry. What is yours?
5,000.
We not mad at that mama, okay?
I believe
it.
I believe it. My bad. So
it's so funny. I had a friend
somebody
that
said, get somebody. What you say? Get somebody that will do the same thing. Now you get the right person that make you want to do stuff outside of your box.
Absolutely.
Honey, my husband got me do some strange things for a piece of change, honey, that I would have said no before. So you get somebody that's gonna take you there. I'm just saying, if they do it for you, you will do it. Hey, if they do it for you, you'll do it for them. You be like, you know what? You just text. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna put this 8 foot behind my head.
Hop into the other room real quick on one foot.
Oh, I need a fan.
Hilarious.
Okay, I'm sorry, Kendrick. Go back to the question. I just feel some kind of way because you left me out. I'm married, but honey,
We over here on all the way on live.
But that's how you keep it live.
That's right.
That's how you keep it.
Look, 5 kids, 20 something years later. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Yep.
All right. So we'll start with you, Trey. In your circle of fellas that you hang out with and stuff, do you have the gambit of all of these different kind of cats, or are you guys?
At one point, I did. And still doing it in a sense. Like when I go hang out, yeah, still do. But the ones that are closest to me just seem to be more like me, and many of them are married and are good guys for their families and protect and still honor their families as well. So so a lot of the people that I hang with more or less are somewhat like me.
What about you, Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think that people are your friends because they share similar values. So I don't keep a bunch of criminals or hardheads in my circle.
Yeah.
And I'm literally allergic to weak, soft dudes. So I don't keep those guys around either. Like I don't want to travel anywhere. Like I won't go somewhere with you because it's happened to me too many times.
Right.
If something's gonna happen to you and I try to defend you and I look to the left and you're a grown man running the other way, you don't have to worry about us hanging out.
Going nowhere else. That's right.
Hilarious.
It's happened to me. So
getting that run on,
I think that I think everyone should be around people who share their values in those ways.
Oh, absolutely.
They often talk about though that in people's circles they do have these representatives of different people, and they often say that about women's circles as well.
I'm sure. But I'm saying I have learned that that's a horrible idea for me, because if you and I go somewhere and that happens and you run, like it's going to be a problem the next time I see you.
That's right. Absolutely.
And then, like for women, though, we'll ask what the hell? We'll ask the ladies in y'all circle. I know Shannon; she has a cool circle.
I do. My women friends are legit-ish. I really do treasure them and learn a lot. What was the question?
The question is, do you have the gambit of different people? The good girl, bad girl, the hoey ho girl, the whatever.
I think in my friend circle, I am the one. I mean, there may be one more because we've had this conversation. And
you the hoe?
No. I'm the one that talks about wanting to try out different things within the BDSM realm, where my other friends are like, "Oh, I'm not doing that." Like, I'm no, but their quote unquote freak levels are seemingly high. It's just that's not where their freak level lies. Whereas that has always piqued my curiosity. Safe spaces, safe people. However, I think my friends are more or less the same. There is the Q's of my friendship, and then there are Tracy. So if you look at, I guess those two, which are currently on the panel, they are a little extreme in terms of what they say, but they are in essence the same in terms of what they are attracted to.
And how they agree on everything almost.
But that's what I'm saying. Like what you say out your mouth, Q, is 598.
Oh my
God.
God.
See what's coming out my mouth, man.
Your mouth is 59. So
let's not act like let's act.
Don't
let's
push her close to the edge because she'll go to 600 in a heartbeat, and then ask me, "Did I say something wrong?" And I'd be like, "Yep, you did." Yeah. So, all my friends are pretty much more or less the same. We all have different personalities, but that's what makes us unique in our friendships, and that's why our friendships have lasted for so long. I honestly believe that birds of a feather flock together.
Agreed.
And my friendships are pretty solid. Tracy, how long have you known each other? When did y'all come to?
1999.
I've known her that long, and most of my other friendships have been longer. So yeah, like yeah, I value, and I said this on another podcast, all my friendships, I value every single last one of them. Honor them as beautiful, dope, boss women. And we talk about, you know, a little bit of everything. So yeah. And Q is my newest friend, but we knew when we first met that it was kismet. Like, it was like, yo, there's a reason why we're label mates and friends.
Very much so. Well, it's man, oh man, I'm just gonna take it since you handed me the baton. But yeah, no, it's so funny because as a group, like my close friends, we all have the same overall, we're on the same knit, you know, morals, views, so on and so forth. But in terms of the people I expose myself to, like there's the thug bad boy, there's the good guy that, you know, does shit. Like there's a little bit of everything in that exposure. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm immature that I constantly need the reminder, but I feel like as a writer, those different perspectives add a lot of dimension. So I don't know if it's like I'm just being advantageous of the relationships I keep, but I do feel like every relationship in my life is cultivated for purpose. I know where people go. I'm not going to take homie that's constantly flipping out to the grocery store when I know some shit could pop off. I'm going to hang out with you where you hang out, you know? I'm going to take this person to a cocktail dinner because I know that's a situation you can handle. I'm not going to be naive and be like, oh, okay, let me take you and let's go here and let's do this. When those aren't your surroundings, you're going to feel very uncomfortable and it's going to be a weird situation all the way around, you know? I much rather see, okay, do you give me value? Do I give you value? Let's continue this relationship, all right? Your contract is renewed. Moving on to the next, you know, as opposed to you're good for me all the time. I don't need people that are good for me all the time because you put yourself in where you lay in my board, you know, if that makes any sense. Like you tell me how to treat you and that's where I will leave you, essentially. You can move anywhere you want, but it all depends on you. You know, so I try to keep everyone a menagerie of personalities and experiences.
All right, menagerie. Go, girl.
You get a 10 points for that word.
Go, Q, with the Scrabble word.
Yeah, that's a 10-pointer.
For me, I have, and being a former pastor's wife for over 30 years, I can associate with anyone and everybody, but my inner circle is more like me. We're chameleons. We can form to our environment. I can go to church, wear my hat and my shoes, but I can also step outside, take off my hat, take off my shoes, and do what I got to do. So my circle is more, has the same characteristics of me, and my circle makes me accountable. They're very strong, powerful women, so they check me when I'm wrong, and they correct me when I'm wrong, but they also uplift me and push me to do right. So my circle is maybe like 4 people in my circle that I can honestly say are my go-to people. Everybody else is just associates. I can socialize with you. We can go places together. We can do things, but they're not my core.
All right. And Angie.
Okay, let me make sure. Can you tell me what the specific question? Because everybody answered a variation of it. So I want to make sure I answer the same.
In your circle, or you don't even have to say right now, but throughout your life, have you had the gamut of personalities in your circle, like the good girl, the nice girl, the slutty girl? Are those represented within your circle of the people that you hang out with?
Yes. And I mean, first of all, most of my time is spent with my husband and my children. You know, when you shift, when you get older, depending on where your life is where you kind of do. I don't do a lot of hanging out. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Church functions and stuff like that, or different marriage things that we do. But funny thing is, I have a gamut of almost everybody. From I got a hoe friend because I was a hoe at one time. I got and we don't hang out, but then my girls still, they can call me, they can say whatever. So I got those. I got professional friends. You know, doctors, lawyers, you know, I got them all. I'm a minister. I got minister friends. I have them all because everybody came from somewhere. So I can't spend a lot of time with my whole friend because, you know, it's like a crackhead. You can't keep going to the crack house and you ain't gonna go smoke no crack. So I'm not gonna turn back. I've been delivered. But you know, you have don't judge. Don't judge. Don't judge.
No judgment.
No judgment. All love.
No, but seriously though, you know, I was a wild child. I did whatever, and then you know when I got to the man that I have now, you know, who I am now is not a reflection of who I was back in the day. So I'm not going to act like I don't know who those people are. And when they tell me that they met this guy and a couple days later they did something, now I'll talk to them. But see, they understand that I've been there, made some stupid mistakes like that. So I'm not talking to them at a place of condemnation. I'm like, listen, that's not going to work out for you. Emotionally, it's not going to work out. You know, on your body, it's not going to work out. You know, things like that. But I'm not ever putting them in a place where I'm like, oh, well, I'm better than you. Because I was once. So, you know, everybody should say, you have a bunch of people that you may know and you can be a chameleon. But at the same time, you have to realize that you have to be careful of who the company you keep. Now, I hear people say birds of feather flock together. Maybe, maybe not. Because I've had different bird flocks, I guess, because I done changed my flocks. But I still know some of them. They still do a drive-by sometimes.
You know what? Let me ask this question. I'm so glad you brought it up. You actually thinking we're thinking on the same wavelength. Brooklyn, your girl, most of her friends seem to be hoe friends. How do you feel about that? How would you feel about that? She don't seem to be like that. Maybe, maybe not, but her homies are.
Well, y'all faces is amazing.
I believe that there are not good girls and bad girls. Because if you're an experienced man, unless you are, you know, I was an altar boy when I was a kid, but I wasn't an altar boy my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're some super saved dude and you never did any dirt, then that's one thing. But if you're an experienced man, right? Maybe you've seen all sides of women, right?
Right.
You know, so I think that when you put women in these boxes, like a woman might be the same woman, you might know her your whole life, but you weren't with her in spring break in Cancun.
Right.
So whatever she could do whatever that week in Cancun and then come back and, you know, get right back to her deaconess stuff, right? So like, you know, but for that specific question, when I talked about my values and the fact that the guys I hang out with are like me, I would expect a woman's friends to be similar to her, right? Like if she has 7 main friends, right? Like let's say you're gonna marry this woman and all of the bridesmaids are strippers, all of them. It's like all of your friends are strippers and you're a neurosurgeon?
Yes, because you might have used to be a stripper. So
again, hey, I don't know if you were here earlier. Nothing against hoes, sluts, whores.
But you would make no friends in med school?
Right. It's like, you know, you could, I think that a good way to pay for medical school, if your mom is not Felicity Huffman, might be.
Because if you go to the Ice House in Miami, all of them go to college, are in college.
You might be able to, and again, we're not judging. I think what we're really good about in this space with Shannon and Kente, anything I've ever seen them do, we're not judging. We're just saying, we're just talking about people's various experiences.
And it's not per se.
So as far as her friends and the friends of House Hold'em, you know, I have a thing with me personally with relationships. It's trust. And trust is not, for me personally, this is only Brooklyn Taylor, this is me personally. Trust is not something that you earn from me. Trust is something I feel, right? Like, I either trust Shannon or I don't.
Absolutely.
The next relationship with Q, I either trust Q or I don't. Nobody has to call me to say they saw Q doing this. If I feel like I don't trust Q, then we're not together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're together because we trust each other. So for me personally, trust is a feeling. I believe everybody has instincts. Everybody has a kind of sixth sense. So if and a person's past is a person's past. Like nobody's marrying the Virgin Mary.
Wait a minute.
It would make a fun wedding if all your friends are strippers or hoes. It'd probably make a fun wedding. And good luck to the groomsmen.
All right. So
he said that there's no good girls and no bad girls. I don't understand how can you not have like everybody on the same playing field? That's his first statement.
No. What I'm saying is that you peg this woman, right? You peg this woman as a hoe, but this woman could turn around, meet Mr. Right, and go straight and narrow for the next 50 years, right? You peg this woman as a good girl, but this good girl sees Idris Elba, and she is like, I'm going with him. I don't care that my man is over there. I'm going with him. And he's like, come on. And she's like, and he's like, hey, but we've been together. Fuck you. It's Idris. So, we can put people in these, in these pegs, but people will do as everybody on, I don't know who the youngest or the oldest person here is, but everybody here.
I'm the youngest.
Someone that they know well. Everyone here has seen someone that they know well do something completely out of character.
Amen.
And
I've seen myself do that.
And also, we've seen people completely change their lives. I was in the Marine Corps. I had a friend of mine. He came to the barracks. This is how young I was. I was still living in the barracks before I got my place. He came to the barracks. He came to my room, and he handed me a box. And the box only had secular. It had all this hip hop and reggae. It had music in it, and it had like porn DVDs or something. This is how long ago it was. And he was giving his life to God, and he was done with all of these things for a certain amount of time, I guess. But he was getting married. He was going to God. And so this person who I'd hung out with and who was a rabble rouser from New Orleans, he had one day, he had some kind of epiphany, and he changed his entire life. So, stuff changes.
Amen. Amen. I love it. We have about 3 minutes. So, Shannon, I was going to give you the last word on this topic.
Shannon.
No
pressure, Shannon.
I know it's so difficult. So this is the season. All the topics tend to be around my life. Me and Kente joke about this all the time. So they're all about what I want to talk about, where I'm at in the current season of my life. So what advice would you give a person who is looking for a relationship and they are deemed the kind, good, or nice person?
It's easier for women.
Okay.
Okay.
I can start.
Go ahead, Q. Thank you.
Be honest with what you need. Not what you want, but be honest with what you need and what you're going to accept. Because when someone's nice, you can say, oh, I'll put up with it. They're being so nice. But be honest with yourself when dealing with anything and anyone. If people don't think it's nice, fuck that. Do what you have to do for you, because that's the bottom line. Your sanity, your health. Because if you can't be healthy and happy, then what are you doing for whoever else is in that relationship, that household, that man? Be honest. That's the most important thing, because I feel like in my past, I haven't been honest with what I liked and what I needed. So it's been like, oh, okay, that's fine. We can do that. We can put up with it. Well, I really don't like it, but I mean, he's been doing it for so long, together for so long, you know, so you kind of create this leeway rather than from the gate. No, I definitely don't want that. Or if I'm not sure, let me find out before I start to try to piece it together with another relationship. I don't think I answered your question at all.
That's okay. I'm here. I'm here for it. I mean, we'll just ease on down the road. Tracy J, what advice would you give?
We've been on this subject for 2 days, and I give the same advice I gave last time: communication and honesty. Just tell me what you want. Be honest about it, and we can move from there.
I'm here for it. I'm gonna tell somebody what I want tonight. Yes, Lord. What you say?
You better call me after you tell them too.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What you say, Angie? I'm telling y'all, these conversations are about my life. I'm trying to figure this thing out in 2019.
We all go through it. I have an answer to your question. I don't know if I have any just generic answer for that. So
okay.
I don't want to make anything up.
Okay, well, you don't have to. We'll move on down the road. Kente, you got some advice? I mean, you give good advice.
Wait, what was the question? I'm sorry. I was trying to fix something that was.
What advice would you give your nice, good, kind friend who is looking to get out in the dating scene?
Good luck, brother. You know, there's women from other countries that you could
really
order like Domino's. They'll probably turn on you too. They'll probably turn on you as well. So, you know what? I would tell them to wait till you about 60, and then you'll be in demand.
All right, next. Brooklyn.
Yeah, because that's not
Brooklyn. Because I'm gonna save the best for last. Brooklyn,
that's
your turn.
I thought that was pretty awesome.
Oh, we're talking about
You
advice
didn't
for
get
men or for women?
Did you get Dre?
I said I'm gonna save the best for last.
You're gonna save the best for last. Okay. Brooklyn. Okay, so Dre is the best. Okay, I
see what you did there. I see that.
I will not
I
take
was
that
like, I thought
personally.
we were forgetting Dre altogether.
Talking about advice, Shannon.
Yes.
I like your glasses.
Thank
I like your glasses. Are we talking about advice for men or for women? Are we talking about advice for you? What are we talking about?
Okay, we'll say me, because I just said this is all about my life anyway. So
right. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I think that it's important when dating to get out there, right? You discussed before that your location isn't prime, so you need to figure out ways to meet people while traveling, or meet people using social media, or you meet people on online dating, because it's what's the face, Angie?
Angie is killing me.
I watch too many crime shows.
I do too.
I mean, you know what? People have been around for a lot longer than the Bible indicates. So people have been murdering each other for many, many years. People murder each other after
online
10, 20, 50 years of knowing each other.
More access. We put our business out there. Sorry. Ignore my face and keep talking. Shoot. I'm listening.
It's not there's once you can control how you meet people, right?
Absolutely.
Like we've all known each other for years in this virtual space, and I haven't met any of you in person.
Right.
We're working on that. We'll
change that real soon in 2019.
Oh, we're gonna do a
having a meetup,
or something.
We are doing a meetup.
It's gonna be at the Brooklyn Taylor Estate.
I'm here for it. There's 5 bedrooms in my house.
Oh, see.
Okay.
I live alone.
Tracy and Q, we gonna share a room, okay?
Wait. So me and my little regular coochie gonna be where on the floor?
There's plenty of space for everybody.
I thought you would bring your husband, but you can go run with us too.
First of all, my husband don't know y'all. I ain't bringing him. I'm coming.
You coming by yourself? Okay.
Well, yeah.
We can all share a room together. Yes, let's do this. Okay, continue.
As long as you cook some
Brooklyn, because I do want to get to Andre.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that. And we can talk about it offline too, but you just have to put yourself. It sounds cliche. You have to put yourself out there. You have to go have fun. Go do things that you find fun and meet people there.
Twerk a little bit.
Okay, check, and check. Y'all have no idea. Okay, Trey, last but not least.
Yeah, just you definitely got to out there and be confident in who you are, and don't go into looking for somebody to make you feel validated. Go in already validated in yourself. Know what you want, and once you know that, you'll be able to identify where you need to go to get it. So,
see why I couldn't help you? They gave you good advice, girl. See all of what they said, except for Q. We don't know what she was talking about. Q said I ain't answer none of your questions.
Wait a second. We got to the end, but I'm not.
That's okay. Well, thank you guys so much for spending your evening with us, indulging us in conversations about the nice, kind, now good, bad guy and girl debate. Look forward to getting more conversations with y'all in the near future about other topics. But let's talk about where we can catch y'all on social media. Miss Angie will kick you off. Tell us all about your business and how we can find you on social media so we can stalk you real hard.
So we have Black Love United. It's our marriage group. We do different events and stuff in the community. We do premarital counseling and social events. We have Sid and Angie because we, do go to white churches as well. So we don't want them to be scared of Black Love United. The name might scare them a little bit. I am passionate about marriage and relationships. So Black Love United on everything. Sid and Angie on everything. YouTube, everything. Facebook, we all there. So find me. And if you're looking for me personally, I am Goldilocks Thomas on Facebook.
All right, Goldilocks Thomas.
Thank y'all for letting me join. I was in here cooking. I ain't finished cooking. My husband will get home from work and be looking for his meal. And I'm gonna have to finish. I'm gonna finish it though. He gonna be like, you on that chat thing again with Kente. He know your name, Kente, from Blab.
Blab gonna get y'all in trouble. Q, how can we follow you on social media?
Y'all can find me on Facebook under Q Vergara, spelled QVERGARA, and I'm on Snapchat, but I don't know my Snapchat handle.
I'm on Snapchat, girl. Nah, that's a different name. You need to find me on Snapchat. My Snapchat is hilarious, child.
My Snapchat is Cookie Mama, which is QUQIMAMA.
Is who?
Cookie Mama, so it's QUQIMAMA, but it's like.
You ain't nothing but a hoochie mama. You said hoochie mama, Pokey Mama.
Cookie.
Pokemon.
Cookie. Like the Cookie Monster. The Cookie Mama.
Cookie.
Play on work.
You'll get cookies.
Okay.
All right. Tracy
but this
J.
one has nothing to do with the cookie.
Okay. I am on Facebook. My personal is Tracy J. Caver as well as Tracy J54 on Instagram. Business is Living Beneath His Shadow on Instagram as well as Facebook, as well as my blog, which is Living Beneath His Shadow at WordPress.com. And my morning Friday Chronicles is on Fridays at 4 p.m. And the radio broadcast comes on Also Smooth Radio on Tuesday mornings at 8 a.m. and Thursdays mornings at 8 a.m. And that's Living Beneath His Shadow as well.
Okay. I'll check you out.
You better live beneath the shadow, girl.
I'm living beneath the shadow.
I heard that.
I got out from under the other shadow. Now I'm under the right shadow.
Hey.
Okay. That we gonna talk about that on May 5th, ma'am.
May 5th.
What's that? What y'all talking about on May 5th?
Brooklyn, I'll talk about it in just a minute. Brooklyn, how can we catch you on social media?
I'm on Facebook under Brooklyn Taylor. I'm also on Instagram, King__Brooklyn.
He don't know it.
I was trying to remember Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Brooklyn PCB, Papa Charlie Bravo. I was just using the phonetic.
I know you. I say Alvin, you showed in the military. Papa Bravo, Bravo, Bravo. Go ahead. I get the lead.
You make it sound like the Hamburglar,
right?
Bravo, Bravo. Yeah, that's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Brooklyn Taylor.
Brooklyn.
All right, Brooklyn in the building. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Andre, last but definitely not least on the panel, how can
And
we
I'll
follow
put it up for everybody to see because OBS is like my friend now. Kente, OBS is my friend on Twitter.
OBS is a nice tool.
Yeah, on Twitter at Andre D. Harrison, on Facebook at theandre.d.harrison. Disclaimer: the reason why it says the is not, I'm not like the Andre D. Harrison, just that Andre D. Harrison was taken before, so I had to put the in front of it. And on Instagram, what's that?
I said it's a popular name.
Yeah. And on Instagram at Andre_D_Harrison. I also have a vlog with me and my kids, Harrison Family Vlogs. If you go on YouTube, you can search Harrison Family Vlogs and get a look into my life with my kids.
Very awesome. Kente, the Ferguson, best co-host in all the land. How can we catch you on social media?
You can get me at Kente F on Twitter. You can get me on Instagram at Kente Ferguson. Of course, our website at indyradio.org. That's indyradio.org. Of course, we'll be back next week with an all-new episode. And it should be a very good one, I'm sure.
What's next week's topic?
Next week's topic is what I love about Black men.
Girl, sign me up. Now, y'all gonna stop and let me come on the last minute. Let me talk about that.
It's going to be such a good topic. And the following Monday is what I love about Black women.
Yes.
Like I had a white one before, so I can tell you about I love about Black men.
So, Shannon, how can
what you looking like that for?
How can we get
Alpha Bravo Bravo Papa Bravo?
You can catch me on social media, Twitter, IG, and Facebook. Shannon Ford, like the president, Jefferson, like the president. I am also a published author, so you can find me on Amazon.com. I write poetry. I also do custom poems. So if you need some for a loved one, a potential bae,
my anniversary coming up, you write me one.
Look, vows, love letters, I do it all. I'm also here every Monday night with Kente, showing all of our goodness to the world. And I will be starting a podcast on Get Vocal called The Set Apart Woman. It starts May 5th with two women currently on the panel, Q and Tracy, talking about women who create. And that'll be Sunday nights at 7 p.m. You can catch me anywhere. Catch me outside, like the girl said on television.
Catch me outside, baby.
Look, how about that? So thank you everyone in Periscope and Get Vocal and YouTube for sitting with us and laughing with us and giving us all of your insights about the kind, nice, good, bad guy or girl who may or may not finish last. And we look forward to seeing y'all again next Monday.
All right, and after show will be Get Vocal. So everybody stop by and check it out.